Welcome to Talk Your Mind, a platform where real issue meets real voices. My name is Oyetakin Success, and on today's episode, we'll be diving into a very important topic: Ajegunle housing, rent, and real estate schemes. I won't be doing this alone. I have with me a very, popular orator here who resides in Ajegunle, a fellow local government. You're welcome, sir.
You're welcome, my brother.
So, can we meet with your name and tell us about your business?
My name is Ajegunle Samson, popularly known as Ezelum Realtor Properties. I am into estate management, estate consulting, and anything that has to do with real estate deals in Ajegunle, in Lagos, and also all through Nigeria.
What about outside the country?
Well, I have partners in some African countries, and I have partners.
We don't do African things. What about Europe? I want to buy a house in Iran.
I have partners only in some certain countries like the Scandinavian countries, countries like Uruguay, Sweden, Malta, and also at the United Arab Emirates.
Okay, now let's start with who is a realtor?
A realtor is a trained professional real estate consultant.
What's the difference between them and agents?
The difference is that I always tell people we have agents, and we have agents.
3 agents?
Yes, we have 3 different kinds of agents.
Okay, educate us.
Number 1, the first is the trained real estate consultant.
Okay.
A trained practitioner, a trained professional, a learned real estate associate. Those are the people that we call real estate consultants. While the second part of agents is estate management agents.
Okay.
These are people who are also trained in selling properties and rental deals.
Okay.
While the third ones are just roadside agents. They are those common agents that people knows, that they are very familiar with outside, that many people knows.
The third one, you've mentioned just 2.
I've mentioned the 3.
Okay, which category do you fall under?
Wow. I'm a real estate consultant, a professional trained, and also I'm also an estate consultancy agency.
You say you're a trained realtor. So where did you train as a realtor?
Well,
did you go to school to study courses related to estate management?
Yes, I have 2 related courses I've studied, and I have someone that trained me first, that gave me the first-hand training. Is a very professional and Ajegunle grown-up personality who trained me. He was like a mentor to me before I started some courses that has to do with real estate deals.
So now let's dive into the real estate business in Ajegunle, fellow local governments. How will you vision it? How will you classify it to be during your years of practice now? What can you say about it?
The truth is, we are not there yet. We are not even close there yet. If you want to talk about the real estate business, you have to talk about places that are very, very advanced. Places like Aja,
is Ajegunle advanced?
And Ikeja. Those are the places that we need to talk on when it comes to real estate. In Ajegunle, we are just starting. In fact, we haven't started. We haven't started. We have a long way to go.
How many land have you sold in Nigeria so far, or houses?
If I should say in our local government here, at least I've practically sold up to 5 or 6 places.
How long have you been practicing?
Wow. I'm inching close to being in a decade of years.
A decade? Like, when you mean decade, like 10 years
10
now?
years, yes.
And you practicing for like 10 years and you've sold 5 houses, or is it house or land?
Or most of them are houses, properties.
So what I mean is the difference. I want to get something clear. Renting house to people, like maybe someone wants a 3-bedroom flat. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean properties. You selling a full property to people. You say you've sold 5.
6.
Okay, 6
practically.
Okay, now will you count that as a success in 10 years of practice?
No. That is a below par. But The success of it is that aside selling properties in Ajegunle, I've also been part and parcel of making people to become a dream landowners in Lagos and in nothing less than 3 states that I've sold properties to.
Okay. Now before we continue, let me ask this concerning questions about agents. Or do you prefer we call it agent or realtor?
You need to call it agents because, like I said before, we have different kinds of agents. I told you the first agents we have are the real estate agents.
So those are the realtors?
Yes.
Okay.
The professional real estate agents. And the second one, they are they are estate management agents. While the third one are just like a roadside agent.
What's the difference between these three? What are their joint functions?
The difference is that what the realtors do, they sell properties that are inside estates.
Okay.
That is their main job. They don't sell any properties outside the estates. They sell properties that are inside the estates. I would not like to mention names. Real estate practitioners, real estate realtors, they are the ones who sell and market any landed properties or built properties built inside the estate. They don't sell properties outside the estate.
If it's not an estate, they don't sell.
They don't sell.
Continue.
And while the other set of agents who are estate management agents, they rent apartments anywhere and everywhere. While they also sell properties anywhere and everywhere. These are classified as, we have a body for it which is called ECAN, Estate Rent Commission Agency of Nigeria. We have that body, and we also have another body that is also a bit per ECAN. ECAN are registered agents. They are registered estate practitioners who sell properties outside, whether inside or outside the estate.
Okay.
You get me?
All right. Let me ask this question. Yeah. People often complain that agents inflate prices in Nigeria. I don't know if it's everywhere, but here we live in a complaint. If a landlord has fixed the price of the house, maybe 300, 500,000, and when the agent is giving it out, they will inflate it by like 1 million or above, and people are actually complaining about this. Is it a unified agreement within your association that these are the prices we should be giving the house to people? Because tenants are actually complaining.
Okay. The best response to this answer is that it is not the agents that are fixing the prices. The landlords determine the rental figure of the apartment per annum. They determine the price. So the problem we are having in Ajegunle is not the rent per se. It is the agreement and commission fee. That is the issue many people are buttressing on. That is the issue that we are facing in Ajegunle. The rental figure is not fixed by the agents. It is being fixed by either the developer that is in charge of a building or the landlord of a building.
So what are people complaining about? The
complaint that many people have in Ajegunle is the agreement and commission fee.
It's too much.
Yes.
How will you get a house, the landlord fixes for 500, and agent is collecting more than the amount of the house? Is that no wickedness?
Like I said, the truth of the matter is the rental fee. If the landlord has fixed a price, there is no agent that has any right to add anything to the rental fee. The agreement and commission is what they are adding to. And the cost of this is because most landlords, they are too greedy. They fix prices that is not meant to be fixed. Imagine someone renting an apartment, a single room for 7,000 naira, which at the end of the year, total to 84,000 naira, and they will be paying 500,000 naira for agreement and commission. That is very, very bad. I have rented apartments in Surulere. I know what it takes. If you are renting an apartment in Surulere, you can rent a single room for 15,000 naira, the agreement and commission will not be more than 120,000. But in Ajegunle, reverse is the case.
So do you think this issue is between the landlord and the agent? Is it a joint force?
The main issue is that the government has a lot to do. If you rent an apartment in Apapa, what you are paying for agreement and commission is 10% each of your rental fee. Even if it is in the islands, places like Ikoyi, VI, Aja, and also places like Ikeja, they also follow what is in the law. So the law says that to every rent, it should be 10% agreement and 10% agency. But in Ajegunle here, we don't follow what the law says.
Is it because the tenants, probably most of them don't know their rights?
Fine. One reason is that most tenants, even if they know their rights, they cannot face and question landlords. They can question agents, but they cannot question landlords. Landlords fix price and they don't care what the tenant says about it. They don't care what anybody says about it. And this is where the government has a role to play. The government needs to scrutinize.
There should be a price control.
Yes, there should be a price control all over the country.
So wait, what will you now say about tenants renting out apartments to like 3 or 4 agents? I mean, renting out to 2 or 3, 4 tenants and collecting money from them. At the end of the day, they're not still getting it, because it happened several times.
The truth is, we have agents, like I said, and we have agents and we have agents.
Okay, those ones are agents of darkness.
The third category, they are quacks. They are not trained agents. They are not real estate consultants.
Can they be referred to as agents of darkness?
They can be referred to as roadside agents. That is what I call them.
Okay. Continue. But I listen.
And the solution is, we need to eradicate them from the society.
How do your association do that? We will come out and eradicate them for you. Your association should do that, because it's spoiling the reputation of your association.
The truth of the matter is, we always said it. We have done rallies, we have done campaigns, we have done seminars, we have done retreats about this, and we have always said that majority of our people, they should go to registered agents that have office, agents that knows what they are doing. If I can tell you, I am a registered ECAN agent.
Where is your office?
My office is at number 38 Bale Alayabiagba Street.
What I mean, office, not, some agents do what is called joint office, where you have like 5, 6, 7, even 10 agents in one office. Once that was there, they will give you the same address. What is this one? They will give you the same address. Is it your personal office or a joint office?
It is my personal office.
Number what again? So that those that are watching and wants to rent.
Number 32 Bale Alayabiagba. 32, number 38 Bale Alayabiagba Street. Ajegunle, Apapa, Lagos.
Okay, how transparent is the real estate business in Ajegunle here? Let's talk about Ajegunle.
What we do here is estate agency, estate consultancy, not the real estate agent. Because if I may ask you, do we have estate lands that we are selling in Ajegunle? No, we don't have one. We don't have one. What you can only get here is rental properties.
But we have one estate in Nigeria. Or is that not? Can't you call that an estate?
The estate we have here in Ajegunle, I can talk about Ajegunle estate, which is the Shidi estate, and also the other estate opposite of it. So those are the 2 estates I can beat my chest on, and also the Alafia estate at Amukoko. Those are residential estates that have already been built. So, like I tell you, real estate consultants are those that help people to purchase properties within the estates.
Okay, now this is the most important question people will want me to ask. Before acquiring a property or buying a land, what are those basic things you should be looking out for?
Are you throwing this question are you asking that what are the basic things?
As a real estate, as a realtor, I want to get the land.
Okay.
What are those documents I should be looking out for? So that at the end of the day, when buying those properties, I shouldn't be caught over when Omolile and the Wala stars and they say, okay, this particular document, do you have it? And I say I don't have it. So what are those things? So educate the audience of those basic documents they should be looking out for.
First is, before you buy a property, consult a well-known or a registered real estate consultant. Because when you consult a registered real estate consultant, it will educate you on land matters. It will educate you on why should you buy a property. Like I always said, most of my clients, whenever they chat me, they will say, Mr. Excel, we need a property. I always tell them, we can't be discussing on phone. Come to my office for KYC. Immediately I say, come to my office for KYC. Majority of them, KYC is know your clients. I need to understand who my client is. I need to understand what my client wants. Why are you buying? That will be the first question I will ask you. Who are you? That is another question I will need to ask you. What is the purpose of your buying? Are you buying for land flipping? Are you buying for land banking? Are you buying for property evaluation? Are you buying for different? We have different reasons of buying. So you must determine what you want. And we need to educate you on the type of land you have to buy. On the case of, on the issue of documents, we have different documents. If I should be mentioning,
just mention a few of them.
If I should be mentioning in real estate, the basic ones, the major document is the receipt of purchase, deed of sales, the governor's consent, the gazette, the CFO, and also excision. If property has these basic documents, you are good to go.
So which one is most important, at least you should have first before, is it the purchase?
You know, like I said, we don't practice real estate in Ajegunle. If we have been practicing real estate in Ajegunle, many people, they will understand all these documents. In Ajegunle, if you are buying a property, the major document you need to get is either the Odora Royal Family Receipt or the Oluwa Royal Family Receipt or the Matthew St. Daniel Family Receipt. These are the three documents that are very essential in Ajegunle.
The Oluwa Family Receipt, the Royal Family, the Odora, and the Saint Matthew
St. Daniel's family.
I'm hearing that for the first. I know of Odora and Oluwa, but I'm hearing the Matthew, whatever name, I don't know, for the first time. Who are they and why are they in the picture?
The Matthew St. Daniel's family, they are the landowners that are governing properties within the Oregi axis, from St. Mary's axis down to my two axis. They are the family that are the inheritors of properties within that axis. And by properties within that axis, you have slighter edge even than the Odora Royal family lands and also the Oluwa Royal family lands. Because there are lands within those axes, they are freehold. They have freehold documents. While the documents of the Oluwa and Odora have to do with leasehold documents.
Explain the difference.
So the freehold document, this is a document that when you buy, after you purchase the land, you are paying nothing for, you are not renting the land for a period of years. You have bought the land for a long period of years. Okay. While the leasehold, as at every year, you have a land fee that you will be paying
to the family,
to the royal family.
So that's why we have cases of Omolile and their Wahala everywhere in Nigeria.
Yes, within those houses that does not belong to that Matthew St. Daniel family.
Oh, that's very. Before we call it a day, what is the solution to this rental disorder? Let me put it that way in Nigeria, the local government.
The solution begins with me. It begins with you. It begins with the government. The government has a role to play. the government has a role to play. Like some years back, I could remember during the former chairman's administration, I met some people, I gathered some people. I would not like to mention names. I gathered them. I want us to put an end to this exorbitant agreement and commission fee in Ajegunle. But I find out that all effort I made, it comes to naught. They do not yield any fruit. The solution is we need to come together. We need to call a town hall meeting. There should be a stakeholders meeting, a meeting between the landlords, landladies, developers, agents, and every CDA and CDCs in Nigeria, which will be held under the watchful eyes of the current chairman, Honorable Olu Akindipe. I believe if a chance is given for me to speak, we will have a way forward, because it lies in our hand. We can make sure that we come to the minimal when it comes to rental fees in Ajegunle.
All right, thank you very much. We've come to the end of today's segment on Talk Your Mind. Hope to see you next time. I remember that in success. Bye for now.